I think I made everyone happy for once yesterday.
What's that?
It's like kind of when you were younger and all of a sudden people people on the West Coast or in the warm climates can't relate to this, but every once in a while as a kid you wake up and see the snow falling.
Yeah.
And you find out that school has been canceled. It's just a great day for everybody, right?
That's what it felt like.
And then, Sunday everyone getting the call 4 or 5 saying that no show Monday. I mean, you have to be jumping up and down at home.
Oh, I was. It was huge. No Washington, no work the next day. No, able to just hang out. Kind of cool.
I have a confession to make, Anthony.
Oh.
My ass is starting to get violated.
Look,
one time
a confession.
Look, one time I understand. It happens to everybody. But this is becoming ridiculous. Effing ridiculous.
Well, I know what you're talking about a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I like teasing it like that, so, maybe a few of our listeners just drove off the road going, what the fuck is going on with that idiot?
You got the finger.
Got the finger.
The gloved finger of the doctor.
And I got it again.
What?
So now I'm starting to think there's something going on with the doctor.
It was the same doctor?
I'm starting to think.
Wait a minute. If it's the same doctor, can't he remember what he was feeling around for last time?
Well,
Why did he need another?
Let me back up. So,
back up into the doctor's finger. That's what you've been doing.
Moon River. Remember I had the problem with the crapping and all that?
How can we forget?
So I went to the doctor for that, and that's when I got the initial, hey, I'm not a virgin anymore. Hey now.
Yeah, there it is.
So, and then I set up my physical, because it's been a while.
Uh-huh.
So my physical was Friday, even though I was in the middle of a respiratory infection, strep throat, and also a heavy cold coming on. So I go back to Long Island to go to my doctor's office, get my physical, and he was very happy with everything besides, my stupid illness that I had. And then I'm getting up. He gives me all sorts of meds for this and that, for stupid stuff, and all of a sudden he goes, one more thing, and I'm thinking...
Oh, not one more thing.
But that's what he said last time, and I'm thinking, well, what could he possibly want this time?
You did this already.
No, 'cause I didn't know at that point. He goes, well, I already had my pants dropped because I had to do the famous cough thing. And I don't know why they make you turn to the left. What is that about?
I think that's plain and simple so you don't cough in his face.
Or
in
really?
His general direction. I don't think it has anything to do with what he's feeling for.
Oh, I always thought it was because he doesn't want you seeing that he's actually enjoying the process. That's what I always thought as a kid.
Really?
They, make sure there's no eye contact whatsoever because it's such an awkward situation. Guy drops his pants, has to turn to a left. The doctor, has 2 fingers, and then you cough to make sure you don't have a hernia or something?
He takes 2 fingers and puts them under your ball bag.
Right.
And then you cough,
right.
And somehow he's feeling if something is, pulling wrong or something. But you're turning the head, and I think that's just so you're not coughing in the doctor's face.
I got to tell you.
General direction.
Very early on, I was very suspicious of that whole thing.
Yeah.
In school, grammar school, whenever it starts.
That's the worst. Do they still do that in school?
That is the worst because puberty hasn't hit yet. Usually it's a nurse.
Really?
Yeah, I think in
guy doctor.
I think in my school, maybe they did. I don't know now. Whatever. It's just
a guy doctor sitting there with lines of young hairless boys stepping up to him so he could touch their sack. What an amusement park that is for a pedo.
See, and I'm convinced that, gynecologists go into it because, hey, they're somewhere down in their psyche, they're pervs.
Right.
I'm convinced of that. And you could call and say, yeah, dude, you don't understand what we have to look at every day. No, man. You're looking at all the old ladies and the messes hoping for that 17, 16-year-old coming in for her first visit.
One.
Who are you kidding?
I've never done this before.
Yeah. All the medicine you could practice, you choose vag medicine. Stop.
Yeah, why you want to help people? A lot of people have bad feet.
Right.
Why don't you become a foot doctor?
Oh, well, the foot doctor thing is that's obvious, too.
You think that's a fetish?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who else?
Without a doubt.
Who else
You're going through medical school, and they finally go, so decide what kind of medicine you want to you choose?
The foot.
We all are we're all perverts and sexual deviants deep down in our psyche, and even though it's your profession, you're thinking, well, I'm going to make a living as a doctor, and I just happen to have this foot fetish thing happening.
So I could cover.
So
I'm
gonna be a podiatrist.
What explains the proctologist, the asshole doctor?
That's
what the hell? Who goes into that? Going, yeah, proctology. That's where I want to go.
Right.
Because you know damn well, like, I don't know, any other doctor, you could pretty much make the same amount of money as the ass doctor.
Right.
So you're not into it. You're not getting into that specialty just for money.
Anthony, we all have dreams growing up. You're going through school. What do you want to be? I want to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with choosing what kind of medicine you want to, practice.
Yeah.
So if you're choosing ass or foot or vag, that was your first choice.
It's because it's your fetish.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to
I'm a
school.
horn dog. I'm this is not Opie talking, by the way, because I know how you assholes make promos. I'm a horn dog. I'm bisexual. I'll be an ass doctor.
Right.
Covers all bases.
Certainly does.
I make money. I could use my my degree
and
look at
man ass all day long.
And look at man ass all day. You tell me it's different than that.
It can't be, because anybody going to medical school can go, look, I want to make a lot of money. I'm going to be a brain surgeon. I'm going to be a heart doctor. I'm going to specialize in, the lungs or the nervous system or something, anything.
Right.
But, I'm going to medical school. I want ass all day long.
You think plastic surgeons aren't horn dogs, knowing that they're going
to boobs.
You look at boobs all day?
Uh-huh.
If you're, excuse me, a regular family doctor or a cardiologist or some kind of specialist, yes. But as soon as you start saying, no, I want to look at vag all day, I want to look at assholes all day, I want to look at feet all day.
You chose this.
You chose that, and it goes back to something that's going on with you sexually, without a doubt.
Uh-huh.
Guaranteed.
That's true. I believe that. I believe that anyone in that field, gynecology, proctology, you have to be some kind of perv that's into that kind of thing. So when you go there and think it's all professional, and this doctor's a professional, I know it's a little awkward.
I'll throw that on the table. Do they, look at their jobs in a professional manner? Of course. Yeah. Most of them, definitely.
Yeah.
But there's a part way back in their head that doesn't come out. That you'll never know, but they're looking at you like, wow, look at that.
So do you think that like a gyno is sitting there, and he looks out into his waiting room, and he sees like some old bag, she's in there, and that doesn't do anything to him. That is pretty much, and I'm just talking generally here, that's pretty much like his work. That's what he goes to work to do.
Right.
But then if he looks out in that waiting room and sees the teen girl who's in there for her first exam, he's got to go, this is why I picked gynecology.
Our profession is so close to being a gynecologist, it's not even funny. Let me explain. On a daily basis, daily basis, do we not look outside that studio door wondering what's around?
Of course. If we have girls that are coming in, and they're expected to come in that day to do something, we're looking around, and then when they arrive, we go, how do they look? Are they good?
Right.
And when they're not hot, it's like, oh, well.
Now, we're professionals. We'll make every girl, sound like she's the hottest piece of ass ever.
They'll come in here and do what they were supposed to do. We won't chase them away for the most part.
Sometimes the photo's not making it up on the website.
There you go. Sometimes the video, maybe Steve didn't have enough time to get it up there. Yeah, that's it.
That's how good we are.
And sometimes it's on before the segment's even over.
That's right. But the reality is, we'll have to go through some messes, understanding that every once in a while there's some young, gorgeous piece of ass that just decides she needs to be naked in front of us.
There's a gold nugget rolling itself in here sometimes.
Just like the gynecologist.
Just like the gynecologist. It has to be. You're right.
That waiting room filled with 3 or 4 ladies with, pussy cancer.
Oh, God. Could you not use the clinical jargon here, Opie?
And
I'm sorry, Mrs. Johnson. You have pussy cancer.
And one mom with her young daughter sitting there.
Just to get her first pap smear.
All nervous, fidgety, looking like Britney Spears. Who are you kidding?
Let me warm this speculum up for you.
And you don't think the doctor organizes a little bit? Let me think.
Hey, how you doing?
I'll look at old pussy cancer for the first couple hours, and just before lunch, I'll take the Britney Spears look-alike, and then go to lunch.
The segment when he's got a lot of time.
Hell
that he can spend a lot of time in there.
Fuck yeah.
So, are you sexually active?
Right.
He gets to ask other questions. Okay, I'm going to do a breast exam on you now, too.
Right.
He gets to feel her up.
And then, of course, he's like, don't be nervous. And, he's all professional. But inside, he's like, oh, my God, look at those tits!
Look at her. And he's got to talk to her a little at first. And then he gets to that point where he's got to be professional and go, okay, disrobe.
Right.
He's just shaking.
At that point, he looks and then turns just so he could go, oh, my God.
My God, I can't believe this is why I'm in this line of work.
And then he turns around and gets whatever he does to
The speculum. He takes the speculum.
But as he's turning his back, he's in his head going, oh, my God, keep calm, keep calm, keep calm. Breathe. All right, turn back around.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're going to do here.
Oh, my goodness.
But the same is true with the feet and the assholes.
But the bad part is that, the rest of his day is spent looking at London broil with an afro.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
I don't know. You think they enjoy that, too?
I bet the odds are much better than you think. I bet you the odds are pretty good.
I don't know. I think most of the day sucks for the gyno. And occasionally there's the gold nugget. But I think most of the day there's probably women that are really out of shape that have problems down there. That's why they're there. It's not this is my first exam. I hope it's easier for you to examine. I shave it all off so it's easier for you.
I'm really nervous.
Oh. Are you sexually active? Once.
Right.
But just a blowjob.
I hope it doesn't hurt because you can barely slide a credit card through it.
That's like his gold nugget day. But for the most part, it's, hi, Doc, I'm back. It hasn't gone away. All right, get on the wax paper.
I guess today's not the day that I get to see the hot piece of ass.
Who's coming in? Oh, it's Two Glove Sarah. We call her that because I have to snap on two gloves. Yeah, they know her around.
Dude, I think there's a whole, sexual perverted thing going on, and I'm convinced.
Even the bad ones are good?
Well, here's the other side of it. I'm convinced of this, too. I think there's women that get so turned on by going to their gynecologist, whether it's a woman or a man, that they're making visits and appointments they probably don't really need. And they get completely turned on sitting there as a doctor's examining them. Oh, without a doubt.
Anytime I've heard a gaggle of girls yapping about it, they always talk about how it's very uncomfortable.
I'm not talking about the average girl.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
a lot of some girls enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm talking about it's probably a very, very small percentage. But I think the doctor even knows. But what is he going to do? It's money. He's doing his job, but he probably knows the lady's sitting there. Can you take a look at this?
Doc,
I think there's a problem.
Could you spread the stirrups wider apart?
Right.
And really get a good look up there? Ooh.
I think you might need to get closer. No, it's back and to the left, right? Yeah, right about there.
That works because it's all chicks coming in. All women. But now the proctologist. What if you're into chicks' asses? That sounds good because the chicks are coming in and having their ass checked out. Although, unlike a gyno where girls that are perfectly healthy go in to make sure they're okay, the ass doctor, I don't think a lot of young girls are going in there just to say, take a look, is my ass okay?
No, I'm telling you, when the hot young girl goes into the ass doctor, the ass doctor in general is going, ew.
What do you mean? Doesn't dig it?
Nah.
You think all ass doctors are there for the guys?
Yeah.
Wow. That is a bold statement.
Yeah.
All proctologists are gay, and that's why they got into it, to look at man ass. When girls come in,
they're probably
awful.
Ugh. And the girl's all nervous, and the girl has nothing to worry about. That doctor doesn't want to see your brown eye.
He's just in a hairy man ass.
Yeah.
Wow. You are really going out on a ledge here.
I've thought about this many, many times.
Just for guys.
In between games of solitaire.
Because I'm thinking if the guy is into chicks' bungs, he's into the bunghole of chicks, you get into that line of work. But then, you're not saying not one guy that is into girls' ass became a proctologist and then has to deal with man ass all day just to get that occasional good one.
It's simple.
Yeah.
It's so simple. Ass doctors have to look at both guys and girls.
Right.
Gynos, all vag.
All chick.
All vag. So just think about your life. You want to be an ass doctor.
Yeah. But I'm saying...
You're not doing it to look at girls' asses. Because you know you're going to have to look at guys' asses.
That's true, but what if you're so hung up on girls' bungholes?
No way.
That's like, now right there you get to...
No way.
No.
No, that's...
Yeah, the bad definitely outweighs the good.
That's what I'm saying. So if the bad outweighs the good, you got to think he's more into, guy's ass.
And a gay guy isn't going to be as grossed out as a girl at a girl's ass as a straight guy would be.
Straight guy looking at a guy's ass?
All day long.
Oh,
all
God.
Day long.
Good God.
Yeah, that's awful.
Let's go to Karen in New Jersey. I didn't even get to the end of my story here. Karen, what's up?
Figure that.
Hey.
Yes, Karen.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. What's up,
Karen?
Very good.
Listen, I was calling to tell you I worked in a gynecologist's office, and it's nothing but old ladies. Occasionally, maybe once a day, you'll get an attractive woman in there.
That's what he's gunning
old ladies, all day long.
That's what he's gunning for, though. You think the used car salesman is seeing one young snatch a day?
I have no idea. All I know is it's old, dirty, nasty women, and they do anal exams, too.
Really?
It's not just all badge.
Right. All right. Thank you, Karen.
No problem.
I still go with my theory, though, because every other guy out there that has a normal job doesn't get to see one young vag a day.
That's true.
If you could get a job tomorrow that says you get to see one young vag a day, and they don't tell you anything else that's going to happen with your job, you're signing up.
You take it.
You're taking it.
And then you got to take the bad with the good, which is, the old bags that come in that need
But
the
you
exam.
still go home every day knowing you saw one new young vag a day.
Think how
that
much
adds up.
Think how much new spanking material you would have on a daily basis as a gyno. When she walks in, you're seeing her laid out, you click that in your little brain Kodak, and you could use that till the next one comes in. So, yeah, I guess that's a pretty good gig, even through the bad ones. We have an ass doctor nurse. I'd like to ask her if our doctor she works for is a gay man.
Right.
As per Opie's theory.
Lynn on Long Island, what's up?
Hey, guys, I spoke to you guys last week, remember? On my way to the ass doctor to go put some cameras up some butt.
Oh, right. You're Lynn, the ass doctor nurse.
Yes, I am.
Now, Lynn, is your doctor, would you consider him a gay man?
Well, I'll tell you, I work for a group. One of them is a closet fag, my friend.
Wow. Ass doctor, closet gay.
Yeah. But he's very metrosexual.
And he's probably a professional, but I don't see it any other way. I just don't.
There's too much man ass.
Married with children.
What's that?
He's married with children or something?
He is?
Hello?
Oh, she gone?
Yeah.
We lost her cell signal.
Let me go to Fuxicle. Jesus. Buddy, what's up?
What's up?
Hey,
man.
What's happening?
We're talking to you. Let's go.
What do you want to know, man? I got tons of stories about dirty vag.
Well, you called the show. What do you got to add?
Something about dirty boxes. You guys are talking about vag, so, my dad comes home and he'll talk about dirty pussy all day long and how some girls you could throw a fucking wrench through a garage door.
And, of course, he tells us in front of your mom, right?
Of course.
Yeah, he wants to calm her down. It's all about calming her down. Of course he's going to come home and talk about all the horrible snatch he saw all day. Has he ever talked about the young 16, 15-year-old coming in for her first exam?
Yes, he has.
In front of your mom?
Yes, he has. She's a nurse.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a little different, I guess.
It's not different at all.
But he talks about it like, there was some skank coming in today?
No, it's, hey, Bill, pass the potatoes. You should have seen this box I saw today.
Does he say box?
Yeah, box, everything.
That's great. You're just a box walking into his office.
That's classic.
Sweaty, boxy vag with junk hanging out of it. He has to go down to the clinics every month and deal with the welfare bitches and their fucking nasty-ass gangrenous vaginas hanging out.
Yeah.
And then he gets the hot, 16-year-old girl who comes in, not a hair anywhere. And, he talks about the dinner table and then back to the dirty boxes again.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right.
It must be fun to eat tacos at dinner at your house.
Oh, Oh, the bearded clam is plentiful.
Does he just open up? Does he put a speculum in the clam and to shuck it? Your perverted father.
All right, thank you.
Box. That's funny. You should have seen this box. Could you pass the gravy? You should have seen this box that came in today. Box.
All right, we got a song that is perfect for this segment. We got to catch up a little bit, so take a listen to this, and we'll be back.